This video is brought to you by the Magic Candle Company. Visit magiccandlecompany.com and use offer code OFFHAND at checkout to save 15% off of your entire purchase. Thank you to Magic Candle Company for sponsoring this video. So, how are we feeling right now? We've had a little while to sit on it. We've had a couple weeks to sit on our thoughts and emotions and feelings about MuppetVision 3D going away forever. How are we all feeling? We're doing a desk video today because I need to have this serious conversation with you all. What is going on with the Muppets at the Disney parks? I'm really confused right now, and I think the future of the Muppets might be in jeopardy. And on the way you're thinking, like, Final Jeopardy, Alex, Fozzie Bear for 1000, we're talking about Jeopardy like, what is the rock and roller coaster going to be? Where is MuppetVision 3D going? There are unanswered questions that I think really do need answering. And so today we're going to talk about it. The end of MuppetVision 3D, the new Muppets rock and roller coaster, and the potential preservation or even reopening of MuppetVision 3D somewhere else in Hollywood studios or somewhere else at the Disney parks. And that is a very real possibility. We've gotten more news since the initial drop that MuppetVision 3D was closing. But for those of you unaware, we're going to start from the very beginning. At D23 Expo this year in September, we got an announcement of a Monsters Inc. themed land coming to Disney's Hollywood studios. And there was really sort of one of two places it could have gone. Either the animation courtyard where Disney Junior Live is located, or unfortunately, the Muppets courtyard and some of the remnants of the streets of America where MuppetVision 3D and Mama Melrose and the abandoned Muppets gift shop are. But we got confirmation recently that MuppetVision 3D would be closing in order to make way for Monstropolis, for this Monsters Inc. themed land and the Monsters Inc. door coaster, which seems fun. It sounds like a lot of fun. I think Monstropolis is gonna be great. That being said, MuppetVision. Why? So I think we need to discuss this as mature Disney Parks fans. We need to look at this from an objective point of view. Is Monstropolis gonna be better than MuppetVision 3D? I mean, they'll definitely make more on the lightning lanes. Is MuppetVision 3D going to be gone forever? We don't know for sure yet, and that's what I'm going to talk about first. MuppetVision 3D may end up living on in some way outside or inside the parks, because the Jim Henson Company has made a response to Disney announcing that MuppetVision 3D would be closed. Let's go ahead and read it here. Let's read it. Quote, Jim Henson's final project was MuppetVision 3D, now regarded as a true theme park classic. Innovation was always Jim Henson's North Star, and his trailblazing career led him to a unique challenge, a truly immersive Muppet experience where audiences are part of the happy chaos of the iconic Muppet Show. Originally debuting in 1991, MuppetVision 3D combined 3D technology with real-world practical effects alongside animatronic and live Muppet characters. The result was a one-of-a-kind Jim Henson experience and an unforgettable capstone to Jim's magnificent career. As we learn of the show's upcoming closure in its current form at Disney's Hollywood studios, we look forward to MuppetVision 3D's next act. What? So, as of recently, to a lot of people, it would seem that Walt Disney Imagineering doesn't have the same respect for the past that they used to. Now, there's a new Walt Disney show opening at Disneyland, sure, but at parks on the East Coast, like at Walt Disney World, getting rid of the Rivers of America for a Cars-themed expansion to Frontierland, and getting rid of MuppetVision 3D seemed to be, almost in a weird sort of way, disrespectful. Now, Walt did say that the Disney parks were never meant to be a museum. MuppetVision 3D is a true historical artifact, a work of art. But if the Disney parks were never meant to be museums, does that mean that nothing is sacred? I mean, that could be what he meant. And I kind of would be okay with that if it was guaranteed that everything replacing what came before was superior. And this is where we kind of get into subjective territory rather than objective territory. Is a Cars land in the middle of a filled up Rivers of America better than the Rivers of America and the Liberty Bell Riverboat? To some people, yeah. To me, no. My opinion has always been I am okay with Disney making changes, even if that meant to, let's say, my precious haunted mansion at Disneyland, with the one stipulation being as long as they respect honor and improve upon what came before. Now, while and I'm sure a lot of you shudder at the thought of a future where the Haunted Mansion is closed and replaced with an Inside Out 2 themed attraction, I think the reason that we shudder at that is because that's not respecting and honoring and improving upon the mansion. However, if they were to totally deconstruct the show building for the Haunted Mansion, make the new ride trackless, you know, throw some modern effects in there, not screens, but some newer effects, practical sets, and still keeping it within the original spirit of the Haunted Mansion while improving upon it and making the ride better, I think that that pill would be a whole lot easier to swallow. Still sad that the mansion's closed, yes, but a lot better than an IP retheme. Going back to Muppets now. And so I think a part of the problem that a lot of people have with this replacement of MuppetVision 3D feels like it's not respecting what came before. We're putting a roller coaster where a family 4D attraction used to be, based around the Muppets. And while yes, we are getting another Muppets attraction on the other side of the park, that also isn't exactly a family attraction. Nobody can just go on the rock and roller coaster when they need to escape the crowds for the day. And that, I think, is where the problem lies. But then you have the Jim Henson Company hopping in here and making this sort of vague statement about the future of MuppetVision 3D, the next act of MuppetVision 3D. That's where things get a little crazy. So off the top of my head, there are a couple of ways Disney could preserve MuppetVision 3D. One would be keeping the attraction as it exists right now, open, which is not going to happen, I'm sad to say. A second option could be putting MuppetVision 3D on Disney+, which is what a lot of people have been floating around as an idea to keep MuppetVision in our lives. I don't love this idea. MuppetVision is so much more than just the film that you see in the theater. It's the queue. It's the exterior of the attraction. It's the animatronics around you. It's all of the special effects. 99% of people don't know that the Swedish Chef is back there, okay? I look back at him every time and everybody looks at me like I'm crazy. And so just putting the MuppetVision film on Disney Plus as a 2D movie that you can watch, I think that's a bad call. 3, Disney could put MuppetVision on something else, something more immersive, like a VR headset, a VR console, so that you could still get the 3D effects and you could sort of look around the theater and maybe even the queue, all of that sort of thing, filmed with extremely high quality cameras and then put into a sort of VR space. Disney has been sort of experimenting with this when it comes to like meta and virtual reality, but they haven't really dived in as deep as they could. And I think if they did this option number 3 with VR, they would also have to do option number 2 with just putting it on Disney Plus, because you don't want to lock MuppetVision behind a paywall of having to purchase a VR headset. So you have the 3D super immersive version of MuppetVision for those with the headset, and then you have the film available to watch for those who are subscribed to Disney Plus or something like that. That would make sense, but that's also not something that I want to see happen. What we all want to see happen, and we all, I mean me, is I want to see MuppetVision 3D survive this closure. I want to see it moved somewhere else. I want to see Disney move the attraction either somewhere else in Disney's Hollywood studios or somewhere else at the Disney parks in America. Even if that means going to California Adventure. I mean, I feel bad for my Florida friends, but as long as MuppetVision survives, I'm happy. Which, my friends, is a very nice segue. It brings me into this, the Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets. This is a new re-theme of the Rock and Roller Coaster. Instead of starring Aerosmith, as it has since it opened, the Muppets would take over this attraction. We'd hear music from different maybe Muppet movies or Muppets covering popular songs, and that's actually really it. That's all we know for sure about this ride right now. We know that Disney wants to keep the Muppets in the parks and that the Rock and Roller Coaster is their way of doing that. And my friends, that's fine. I think Muppets as a roller coaster is great. It's gonna be a fun ride. I hope they do practical effects and animatronics. At least for the pre-show, I know in my heart of hearts that they're not gonna do that, but I can keep hoping. I think this ride will be great. I'm really excited to see how they tackle the Muppets taking over the Rock and Roller Coaster. I do, however, have a problem with it. The Muppets are for everybody. There's adult humor in the Muppets. There's humor that children can understand. It's for the whole family. Everybody can watch the Muppets and enjoy it. The Rock and Roller Coaster is not that kind of ride. It's not for everybody. You have to meet, I believe, one of the highest height requirements on an attraction at the Walt Disney World Resort in order to be able to even ride it. Or maybe there's a Muppet fan out there who's afraid of roller coasters. That's fine. Maybe there's a Muppet fan out there who doesn't want to do an inversion into into a corkscrew at 9 a.m. because they just want to see the Muppets. Maybe that's a valid reason too. If Disney is going to re-theme the Rock and Roller Coaster to the Muppets, there needs to be something to supplement that new attraction that caters to everybody. My friends, may I point you right next door to the Sunset Showcase, okay? Stay with me here. Now, the Sunset Showcase was where Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy was located up until very, very recently when it closed down in order to make way for Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After, a new sort of thematic sneak peek into the Villains land that is coming very soon, I should say, in a few years to the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. The Villains show is sort of testing the waters to see how scary they can go, what they want to do with the Villains land. But what are we going to do with Unfairly Ever After once the Villain Land opens? It's just going to be sitting there, empty, right next to the Muppets Rock and Roller Coaster. A big, empty warehouse with enough space to put a big screen and some animatronics in. I think, my friends, that this is the very obvious answer as to where MuppetVision 3D needs to be put, where it needs to live on at the Disney parks, right next door to the Rock and Roller Coaster. It would be its own little mini Muppets land, again, just like Grand Avenue and Grand Park is today. It's kind of a no-brainer. I don't even have to think about it. There is, however, yet another possibility that could happen if the Jim Henson Company lobbies Disney enough to make it happen. If they get the money and the funding, we could potentially see the opening of a MuppetVision 4D within our lifetimes. A brand new immersive Muppet show. Now, this does not solve the problem of preserving MuppetVision 3D because MuppetVision 3D does deserve to be preserved. Haha. But when the Jim Henson Company specifically mentions MuppetVision 3D's next act, they could mean the future for the show MuppetVision 3D, but they also could mean what comes after MuppetVision 3D. Now, this doesn't solve the problem of where they would put it. It could go somewhere in Los Angeles, maybe somewhere with the Henson Studios, or it could go in a Disney park. You never really know. But there is a reality out there where we get a successor to MuppetVision 3D. Now, I saved this one for last because this is the least plausible. I don't think that they're going to make a new MuppetVision 4D show. Although that would be pretty cool, and it would fulfill my previous requirements of having to respect and honor what came before it with MuppetVision 3D. I just don't really see it happening. I don't see Disney wanting to fund it, and I don't see the Jim Henson Company wanting to sort of mess with Jim Henson's legacy in that way. MuppetVision is a unique attraction because unlike other rides that closed and made way for new ones like Splash Mountain and Tiana's Bayou Adventure, or Superstar Limo and Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the rescue, since we're talking about Monsters Inc. in this video, MuppetVision has a very, very dedicated fan base behind it, and it's not just fans, it's film buffs, Muppet buffs in general. The Jim Henson Company, everybody has a lot of investment in MuppetVision, so you can't really just close it and expect that to be just, you know, it's done, it's put to bed. There's going to be a continued legacy of MuppetVision even after the attraction closes down to make way for Monstropolis, and I think that's why it's so interesting to talk about, because it's not like other rides. You can't have a world without MuppetVision, it seems. Never before have we gotten the closure of a Disney attraction with the addendum, don't worry everybody, there's gonna be something else in the future for this ride. That didn't happen with rides like World of Motion or Mr. Toad's Wild Ride at the Magic Kingdom. That has only happened for MuppetVision. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's only happened for MuppetVision. Now usually I'd sort of wrap up these thoughts with only the future can tell us what's going to happen to MuppetVision 3D, but I want to put my name on the line here. I want to put my credibility on the line here. I don't have any leaks, any inside information, or any rumors going around, but I do think that MuppetVision will make its way to another location in a Disney park. Maybe not at Hollywood Studios, but MuppetVision will live on. I do think that the Sunset Showcase is very possibly going to be the future home for MuppetVision, though. That being said, that's what I'm hedging my bets on right now. And maybe that makes me an optimist, but good God, I hope that I'm right. It just makes far too much thematic sense to me in my brain to put MuppetVision next to the Muppets Rock and Roller Coaster. Maybe that's just me. But what about you, dear viewer? What do you think the future holds for MuppetVision 3D? Do you think it'll be relocated? Do you think it's going to find a new home somewhere else? Do you think it's going to leave the Disney parks in a way for a national tour or for maybe a museum exhibit? Or do you think it's going to be like all the other Disney rides that closed down over the years and it will be forgotten forgotten within, you know, a couple years by the general public, never to be seen ever again, doomed to the bowels of the Walt Disney Archives forever. I want to hear what you have to say down in the comments below. And now that my drink is empty, I do believe we have a word from our sponsors. Sponsor? Thank you, Other Me. Hello, everyone. I am Sponsor Me, and I am happy today to talk to you about the Magic Candle Company, the sponsor for this week's video, for about a minute or two. Now, the Magic Candle Company offers candles, room sprays, and other smelling paraphernalia meant to smell like your favorite Disney attractions and resorts. Take, for example, the Haunted Mansion. Who doesn't love the Haunted Mansion? Well, you can get your very own haunted scented candle from the Magic Candle Company. This scent, which combines vanilla and cedar, will make you feel like you're standing face to face with the Hatbox Ghost himself. Or perhaps you could find yourself a Caribbean resort scented candle to make your home or office smell like the Caribbean Beach Resort at Walt Disney World. The possibilities are absolutely endless, and for these holiday seasons, upcoming and past, you can get 15% off of your entire order by using offer code OFFHAND at checkout. That's right, 15%. Hey, couldn't help but notice your get up there and where you're located. Sponsorship, Dallin. Are you on Main Street during the holiday season? What's going on with that? It's the week before Christmas. So what is this, like a holiday special or something? Yeah, the holiday special is supposed to be this week. I assume you talked about like Haunted Mansion Holiday or Small World Holiday or Jingle Cruise, something like that. Oh, that was this week. Oh, I talked about MuppetVision. MuppetVision, huh? Oh, well, I guess a holiday-themed ad spot should be enough to quell that Christmas spirit deep down within your bosoms. What the? So, take a look at this link right here, head to the description down below, and use offer code OFFHAND at checkout to save 15% off of your MuppetVision, really? Look at my sweater! Of course I talked about MuppetVision this week. What, are you gonna talk about candles some more? That's what you do, this is what I do, okay? They don't even have like a MuppetVision holiday, it's just the same year-round. Was the same year-round. Oh yeah, was the same. Once again, everybody, that's offer code OFFHAND for 15% off of your order, and a very big thank you to the Magic Candle Company for sponsoring this video. Back to the desk now, for you. Yeah, back to me. I don't know if it's just me, or if I'm not as dialed in as other people are to the whole Muppets fandom right now, but it feels like the future of the Muppets as it stands, not just MuppetVision 3D, is really sort of in flux right now. Disney doesn't really know what they want to do with the Muppets. The reboot movie with Jason Segel and Amy Adams was a success, but everything after that has just sort of been throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks. Hopefully, Disney decides what they can do with the Muppets very soon. Just do the Muppet Show. Just do the Muppet Show again. Celebrity guests. It's that easy. But they don't want to put the money behind it. You know, you gotta have the money for the Muppets. So it doesn't matter. We're talking about MuppetVision in this video. What do you think the future of MuppetVision is going to be? Do you think it'll live on in some way, or do you think once it closes for good, that's it? That's the end. Let me know down in the comments below. And as always in these desk videos, we are going to go to the end card, which is down here. It's down here still. Oh, I don't want to forget this. Hey there everybody, I sure hope you enjoyed this video on the potential future of MuppetVision. We talked about the closure before and the future in passing, but I really wanted to expand on my thoughts from the previous video. If you did enjoy this, please be sure to hit the like button, and if you're new around here and you want more videos like this talking about the Muppets, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you don't feel like buying a candle and you do want to support the channel in a more direct way, you can use the link in the description to visit my Patreon page, and even just $1 a month will get you access to most of the perks, including early access to videos and exclusive access to videos. Like I said, it's only $1, so what's the worst that could happen? However, if you'd rather follow me for free on other social media sites, that's totally okay too. I am on Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok at Offhand Disney. I post intermittently to Twitter, but mostly just video links nowadays. You can find me on Blue Sky if you want to, follow me over there for other content. But everybody, that about wraps up this video. I sure hope you enjoyed it for what kind of holiday special it ended up turning out to be. And I will see you all here next week for the State of Disney, the look back and the look forward for 2024 and 2025 before the new year. I'm very excited, and I'll see you all there. Goodbye.